What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and from The Guardian, a swipe at fashion capitalism. Telfar's experiment lets customers set prices. Brand beloved by Lil Nas X and AOC debuts new sales model. The more popular an item is, the cheaper it ends up being. So that's pretty interesting there. And Telfar is this, hipster New York brand. I think their popular bag, they start calling it the Bushwick Birkin. So I think it's kind of high-end, kind of street, moderately priced, I guess, in the world of fashion, I suppose. But they say, Demi Elder owns 16 Telfar bags. The 31-year-old from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, tries to catch every drop she can from the brand, which has been name-checked in Beyonce lyrics and seen on everyone from Lil Nas X to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And I think their whole thing is that, like, it's unisex or whatever. I love that it's black-owned, unisex, thoroughly inclusive, and meant for all genders, she says. Yeah, all genders? How many exactly? All of them? Infinity? Doesn't make any sense. But of course, they have to roll that stuff into it. The brand's rectangular shopping bags are particularly popular, made in 38 hues and 3 sizes that range in price from $150 to $257. New colors sell out in seconds. On Monday, shortly after noon, Elder added to her collection, instead of bags, she hit the website for its latest clothing drop and found simple black t-shirts emblazoned with the brand's logo for $50, cropped crew necks for $65, and gown-length basketball tops at $150 each. The majority of items had sold out within the hour. Elder left Telfar.net feeling content, bagging a pair of heather gray sweatpants for the wholesale price of $80. That was about $240 less than the full price of the pants because Elder was shopping Telfar's live pricing experiment. Very interesting. The brand let customers determine the cost of 29 new pieces of sportswear by listing them at wholesale prices at noon on Monday. Wholesale can cost over 50% less than what shoppers would normally pay on the brand's website. As customers shopped, the wholesale price went up in small increments until the stock sold out. The more people who added a piece to their cart, the more likely shoppers would get it at a discount. For instance, the sweatpants Elder purchased would have cost $320 full price. The price set by customer demand would become the forever price for all restocks of that item going forward. I don't know if this is sustainable. I mean, not sustainable in like the weird, double speak way, but I mean, like, is this brand going to be able to stay afloat doing that? I don't know. I'm no financial expert. That much is certain. By early Monday afternoon, most of the stock had sold out. Anyone who missed the opportunity can come back next week. New items will drop every week through 24th of April. As Babak Radboy, creative director of Telfar, told Fast Company, the brand stunt reveals just how arbitrary some of the costs in fashion can be. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the whole point, right? They make these things outrageously priced and it only creates more demand, right? It just becomes a status symbol, which is fine. That's par for the course. That's what it's always been about. Radboy and Telfar Clemens, the brand founder, came up with the idea while they were designing a hoodie and realized the brand could charge $100 or $600 for it. And there's the guy. Obviously, he has to be wearing a little skirt, right? There's a little fashion designer guy wearing a denim skirt. Give me a break. He's got denim Jordans on too. Those Jordans are kind of fire, but you do look silly in the skirt, bro. Anyways, if we charge $600 for the hoodie, then only one class of person would buy it. The person who can afford it, Radboy told the publication. So they came up with a pricing model to help keep items affordable and accessible to the widest swath of customers. Many brands use price as a barrier to entry. Yeah, that's the whole point. That creates demand, creates exclusivity. I never wanted that for my brand. In a way, the new pricing model exposes just how the traditional fashion system marks up clothing. This obviously goes against decades of fashion world logic that in-demand things need to cost lots of money. Most brands use the popularity of a product to increase price and test the limits of client loyalty, said Luis Pisano, a fashion reporter for Nylon France. But those brands are not Telfar. When Telfar lowers the price of popular items, it doesn't have the same negative effect and drop in brand perception as it would for other buzzy names. I mean, this is pretty interesting. Again, I don't know if it's going to last like that, and it's definitely getting them, a little bit of press. I think, look, outside of New York, I don't really think anybody is checking for it. Maybe in Los Angeles, but I don't think this is like a nationwide thing. Like you can go to any city in the entire country and see a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci bag. I don't think they've made it there yet. And I'm not sure if this model is going to allow that to happen, but maybe he doesn't want it to happen. And shout out to him for that. Rachel Tajjian, I don't know, the fashion news director at Harper's Bazaar, said that Rad Boy once told her that he and Clemens set out to make an avant-garde fashion nova. Most couture houses would not dare to compare themselves to a fashion empire, and that's part of Telfar's appeal. And that fashion nova stuff, I mean, they love that, right? I don't know if it's still quite as poppin' as do kids even still say that? I don't know. I don't know if it's still quite as popular as it once was, but there was a point in time where that fashion nova stuff was taking over the world. Dynamic pricing is just cool and a rare, genuine swipe at capitalism in fashion. Look, you can have this new little pricing structure. It's pretty creative, and if it works for you, that's fine. But they always have to take these little swipes. Oh, bro, you're in business. Why are you bashing capitalism? I'm sure you made loads of money doing this, and now you're pretending like, we just don't like capitalism. Give it a break. You can come up with a new idea, and you don't have to bash traditional capitalism. It just doesn't make sense, because that's what got you to the point where you're at. That's how you created the demand for your product, is through capitalism. That's not going to work in a certain other system that people like AOC like to tout as being realistic. So you can just come up with a new thing, have a new idea, have it be dynamic. People like it, but you don't have to take a swipe at the system that got you to where you are. It's ridiculous. Anyhow, dynamic pricing tool is just cool and a rare, genuine swipe at capitalism and fashion to create a system in which the best-selling items in a collection are the most affordable. Andrea Bossy, a writer at Fashionista, believes the drop is another way for the brand to hype up its fan base. Yes, right? They're getting articles like this written about them. And I've heard of the brand. You see it. Kind of reminds me like how Tory Burch was back in the day. You just had that logo was everywhere. I didn't even really know what it meant for like a year or two. And then you see it and it all kinds of falls into place. So this brand was already buzzing. This is going to take them to the next level if this marketing strategy is successful. And there's AOC outdoors with her mask and sunglasses on, looking like a weirdo, and her Telfar bag. So, and this woman, of course, also hates capitalism, so she probably loves this. It goes on, and then, of course, they have their little please donate to us, which, of course, I will not do. But thank you for not putting this behind a paywall. So I guess shout out to this guy. They have a new idea. It seems pretty interesting. They got the write-up here. But you don't really need to take a swipe at capitalism because that's got you to where you are. And, you endorsing, I guess they're not endorsing AOC, but the fact that AOC is endorsing this, of course, she also hates capitalism, but she bought that bag, or maybe they gave her that bag. I don't know how that works. But why don't you just come up with a new idea? You come up with a new scheme, a new marketing plan, and you don't have to take swipes at tradition, right? Those things are not mutually exclusive. But It seems like a decent idea, right? I'm not going to bash it. I will bash the fact that the guy obviously has to be wearing a skirt in the picture. Like, give it a rest, bro. That's over the top. Otherwise, seems decent. Hope it works out for you. I certainly won't be purchasing any of this nonsense. I'm going to stick with my, secondhand vintage shop Goodwill thing for now. But thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and, of course, subscribe.